Hey guys, it's Goji73 and I'm back with another figure review. Now that Virus's review has been done and taken care of, it's on to the next guy that was revealed in my latest collection update. And here he is. Alien Empera, or Alien Emperor, from Ultraman Mebius. Now, unfortunately, this is not one of my favorite figures in the collection, but I'll get to why I decided to buy him anyway. Anyway, on to the review, and of course, on to history. Alien Empera is Alien Empera has existed since the time of Ultraman Taro, apparently, or even further beyond that. But basically, long ago, Alien Empera actually got into a war with the Ultras by unleashing a whole bunch of monsters and darkness, basically. But the Ultra Warriors fought back, and during the battle, he fought Ultra Father to a duel with swords. And during the battle, Ultra Father actually sliced into Alien Empera's hip, and vice versa with Alien Emperor and Ultra Father, which apparently crippled Alien Empera to the point where he could not battle anymore, and eventually the other Ultras won. His presence is apparently explained throughout Ultraman Taro, but I haven't been able to get any information about that. But anyway, his main history starts with Mebius, because throughout the series he pretty much unleashes. His presence is felt very, very little at the beginning, because for the most part it's Bogal, but apparently he releases Bogal to cause destruction. And up until the last 8 episodes, he finally starts to play a role when he commands the 4 Heavenly Kings to fight and defeat Mebius. Ultimately, they all fail, as well as the Imperializers, I should mention, and eventually, Alien Emperor gets into the battle himself. At first, he battles with Zamusha and Ultraman Hikari, but easily dominates them, and eventually kills Zamusha. And that kills him. Then Ultraman Mebius finally comes out of hiding, but Alien Emperor kills him with his Dark Beam, or Darkness Beam, which I'll get onto when I get to superpowers. But while this has killed Mebius, quote, killed, Mirai winds up merging the rest of Team Guys with him because of their hope in winning. Yeah, anime cliche. But anyway, because of their hope, Mebius returns as Phoenix mode, or Phoenix, something fiery basically, and Mebius comes back with a completely new form, which renders Alien Emperor mostly powerless against him. With the help of a Specium Redoubleizer, the final meteor of Guys, Ultraman Mebius and Zophie, who arrives on the scene, eventually destroy Alien Emperor. His presence is later felt in Ghost Rebirth in the form of Mecha Zamsha, but Mebius eventually defeats Mecha Zamsha in order to prevent Alien Emperor from reviving. And hopefully that's it for Alien Emperor's history. And now, on to detail. Now, unfortunately, this is both pretty good and pretty bad. The good is pretty much what you're looking at right now on the front. All over his body, hopefully the light is reflecting it. Most of his body is just a normally vinyl, like most of the Ultramen, where it's red. And all these black markings all over is a glossy black too, which looks really, really nice. And the face, you can see some purple in the eyes, which is really nice. And even the sculpting here on the back, or around the head and on the chest, that's really good. And right here, if you can see that, this little golden cut, that's the wound I was talking about when he fought Ultra Father. So yeah, on the front side, he's really good in detail. The bad side, however, is the cape. Now, I'd understand Bandai if they wanted to make his cape match that of what it was in the TV show, where it was really, really glossy. But at the same time, I think they made a wrong choice in doing that, because not only does it make the figure look really weird, as you can see mine is like on the verge of falling over constantly, but really, merging a cape with a figure is not a good idea unless it's fabric. And again, like I said, while I understand if they want to make it more accurate, it also makes it look pretty bad too, because it just limits a whole bunch of other departments on the figure too. So yeah, it could be really good or really bad, front or back. Now finally, not finally, but superpowers. He has a few. The majority which he uses in battle are the Dark Shockwave, which he pretty much uses a shockwave to blast his opponent's back. The Dark Beam, which he uses to kill Mebius. And some sort of Psyche he uses to prevent any sort of psychic attacks from hurting him. And he also has this unusual ability of coating the sun in rock to create complete and total darkness. Basically a lot of dark-based attacks. So, yeah, he's pretty powerful. And another thing to note is that all of his attacks are pretty much done by waving his left hand. And now on to Articulation. Now again, because of the whole cape issue, he only has one. His arm. Which doesn't even go 360, mind you. Now, you think with an ultra-articulate like figure he has here, you'd think both arms will rotate, but unfortunately they don't. This left arm, which is most prominently used by the character, is actually molded into his shoulder here, which I think is a bad choice because, again, he uses his left arm a lot in battle. So why they wouldn't have it mobile is beyond me. Again, another reason why the cape is incredibly limiting on this character. And now, undeciding. Seeing as I have the Ultra he fought, here he is, Ultraman Mebius. Now, as you can see here, Alien Emperor leads forward, so I have to hold it like this. Holding it like this, he looks decent. I mean, if anything, he should be somewhere around this high, like basically eye to eye with Mebius. But for what it is, the sizing is, it's pretty accurate for what you got. And finally, rarity. Now, this particular version I have right now is the Mebius line variation of Empera. There's also the number series Empera, which was released in part of Bandai's Ultra Monster number line, or whatever it's called, where there's basically a tag and there's a number on the tag. But I don't really quite know the difference in design between the two. I don't think there really is that big of a difference. But yeah. So as far as rarity goes, the number series is more accurate. I'm not entirely sure about the Mebius series, so rarity is pretty common. And that's it for this review. History is kind of short, kind of long, depending on what you really look at as far as the character's complete history goes. Detail is pretty good, but also at the same time pretty bad choice. The articulation is pretty much 1 point, really kind of a disappointment. Superpowers, he has quite a few. Sizing is good, and rarity is common. So in the end, I give the figure a 5 out of 10. Now the reason I gave it such a low grade, again, because I believe the cape should have been more cloth rather than molded into the vinyl. And the reason why I decided to get this figure is because, hey, I got the other 4 Heavenly Kings, why not get their boss? It kind of completes the set, if you know what I mean. So yeah, while he does complete the set, that's just about all he's good for, I believe. He's not really much anything else. which is unfortunate because of how unbelievably awesome he is in the actual series. Or badass, I should put it. And so that's it. I hope you enjoyed this review.